Dear students, welcome to our virtual class of Municipal Corporation of Greater Mumbai. I am Sreekumar. The class is for 5th standard students. Subject is mathematics. Let us begin the class. Dear students, we are entering into a new chapter, chapter number 12, perimeter and area. And that both terms like perimeter and area are not new to you because you have come across the concept in the previous year. Perimeter, peri is having a concept of surrounding or boundary, covering, and perimeter is nothing but, in the case of a closed figure, we can find out the sum of the length of all sides, or we can, if it is even if it is circular, we can find out what is the total length of the circle. We later call it circumference, but in the case of other figures, other closed figures, we call it as perimeter. Area is nothing but always will be talking about something like how much two-dimensional space is covered. When we say two-dimensional, either length or breadth, not most commonly, how much the table surface is, how much you have to say that how much is the surface you are getting for writing on a table. So naturally you need to have some measurement where we come across area, and most commonly in our home and in the market, when we talk about buying a home, the carpet area of the home, the floor area of the home, or the floor area of the shop, something which will give us an idea about how much surface is available for doing things. Anyway, don't take it so seriously. Take it very simple because it is dealt very simply in your textbook, and the concept is revised first, then we will be getting into its details. Okay, let me go ahead. This is for revision of perimeter from your textbook. Certain figures are given which are familiar to you, and you are asked to fill the empty boxes in the question given. I have copied it directly from your textbook. Why? Because this is for revision and it is the right method also. So here we will read about this particular one, first one. What is it? It is given that the length of the adjacent sides of a triangle ABCD, I am reading here, are given. The perimeter of rectangle ABCD is asked by us, and we have to write it over here. So remember, the length of opposite sides of a rectangle are equal. If this is 5 centimeter, it is equal here also. AD is also 5 centimeter, and the opposite side of AB, CD also will be 4 centimeter. Now what we are asked to write? We are asked to find out perimeter, right? The perimeter, we know that will be the total of this. So we will simply add, here there are 2 times 5 and 2 times 4. I can say that 2 times 5 means 5 plus 5 plus 4 plus 4. 2 times 5 is 10, 2 times 4 is equal to 8, correct? 10 plus 8, 18 centimeter is it. 5 plus 4, 9, plus 5, 14, plus 4, 18. Anyway, we are trying to find out the sum of the length of all sides of the given figure. Okay, my dear students, the second one, the length of adjacent side of a rectangle are 10 centimeter and 7 centimeter. The perimeter of the rectangle is 10 centimeter and 7 centimeter. Now figure is given. No need of figure also, but we can simply draw a figure and try to do it better. It's a rectangle. 10 centimeter and 7 centimeter, not by measure. So we know that this also will be 10, this also will be 7. So 2 times 10, which are length, plus 2 times 7, which are the breadth. This is equal to 20, and this is equal to 14, and write 34 centimeter. Length of the side of a square is given. PQRS is the name of the square. 5 centimeter. One side is 5 centimeter. This is 5. This is 5 because it is a square. So it will be 4 times 5. 4 into 5, which is equal to 20. I will be writing 20 centimeter here. Right? Here is a triangle of three sides are given. The triangle is ABC. AB is 4 centimeter, BC is 8 centimeter, CA is 6 centimeter, and the perimeter is as we have to simply add 4 plus 8 plus 6. 4 plus 8 is equal to 12 plus 6 is equal to 18. We will write 18 over. Understood, my dear student? This way we will be solving perimeter if it is in a practical situation or in a situation where you are getting all the measurement. Understood? Let us go ahead. Here is another revision or another question from your textbook, which is considered to be the problem set 48, and asked to write the answer for it. I am not going to do it, but I will just discuss about. There are three figures given and measurements are given. The peculiarity is that these figures are not rectangle. Mein aata hai kya? No, it is not rectangle. So all four sides are given. Understood? So whenever the figure is not a regular figure, they will give you the value of the length of the sides and you have to add it. So simply you will add the sides and will solve the sum. So my dear students, I am not doing it for you. That's not my way of teaching, where you have to apply your comments and simply add this and write over here. And I am 100% sure that you will write it right. Correct? Let me think of something different from here. What is it? Formula of the perimeter of a rectangle. This is one of the topic which you have not studied before. You have studied how to get the perimeter of rectangle and many other figures, provided you are given the side, the measurement of its sides. Okay, as I told you just now, if the figure is regular, we have some assumptions also. That means if it is a rectangle, we know that. I am just drawing roughly. Rectangle will be having more accuracy, please bear with me. It will be having its length, the length over here and breadth over here, and we also know that this breadth will be equal, length will be equal. So whenever we think about calculating perimeter of a rectangle, we should know that this length, breadth addition will come. 2 times length and 2 times breadth will come. So the formula becomes 2 into length plus 2 into breadth. You might have noticed that while I was adding the previous sum, you notice that I took it as, here you can see 2 times length, 2 times breadth, 2 times length, 2 times. I did it intentionally because I know that, because as a teacher I know that what is in the store, what is going to come in the next page. So this formula is the formula to calculate perimeter of a rectangle and rectangle only, because the formula depends upon the figure. Okay, let us move ahead. Formula for perimeter of a square. When it comes to square, we know that all four sides are equal. If this is A, this is A, this is A in centimeter, meter or kilometer. In that case, we need to have a formula for that. There is no need of 2 times A, then 2 times A. No, it will be simply 4 into the length of one side. Why? Because it is a square. Then what? All sides will be equal. If this is 5 centimeter, all these are 5 centimeter. Right? So it is as simple like that. But as you are in 5th standard, for you, these are stepping stones for doing something great in class 10 and above. Your concept of perimeter, concept of area will be there every year in your master's book hereafter. It comes in 6th, it comes in 7th, it comes in 8th, it comes in 9th. आप सोचिए तो क्या पढ़ता होगा? Yes, it evolves. It goes to from 2 dimensions to 3 dimensions. It goes from square and rectangle to many other different forms of figures. So my dear students, it is like that. When you learn 1, 2, 3, you never imagine that you will be calculating the perimeter and area of rectangles and squares in class 5. So do this as a basic learning of perimeter and area. Okay, let me go ahead without wasting time. The length of a rectangular park is 100 meter, while its width is 80 meter. What is its perimeter? The question has been asked. What we normally have to do in this kind of situation, we can simply draw a rectangle here, roughly with pencil. On screen teaching में pen आएगा. Okay, then you will see, you will name accordingly whatever name you want, like A, B, C, D. These are all conventions. And you will say the length of the rectangular park is 100, so either be 100. And the width is equal to 80, here also 80. And we'll mark it as breadth, mark it as length. Because you will not make any mistake. Now the question is that what is the perimeter of the rectangle? We write perimeter of the rectangle is 2 into length into 2 into breadth, 2 into 100 and 2 into 80. 200 plus 160, 360 meter. We write meter here. 360 meter is the length of the total length of the boundary of the rectangle. Thereby park is a, if you walk, I will tell you what is interesting. If it is a park, you will be walking through the boundary. One time when you walk, it is 360 meter walk. 3 times if you walk, 3 into 360, 30, 36 are 18, 3 is 9 plus 1, 10. That means 1080 meter you will walk. That means 1 kilometer and 80 meter you will walk if you are having the habit of walking or if your parents are having. तो in fact वो park में जाके एक round मारेगा तो 1 kilometer और 80 meter walking हो गया. So if you want to make it 5 kilometer, you have to walk 5 times. Some practical approach. Okay, let me go ahead. How much will be needed to put a triple fence? Triple fence around a square plot with side 30 meter. Understood? So something special it is. Wire कितना चाहिए? किसके लिए? एक square plot है. all four sides are. और उसको wire करने जा रहे हैं. 1 time, 2 time, 3 time. ये क्या है? ये ऐसा हो सकता है, हम कभी कभी देखें ना, ऐसा फेंसिंग बनाया, इसके ऊपर से वायर ऐसे एक बार चलाया, 2 बार चलाया तो कोई अंदर नहीं घुसेगा. तो 3 times वायर घुमाना है. किसमें? एक प्लॉट है, उनको अपना प्रॉपर्टी प्रोटेक्ट करना है. दैट नथिंग शुड डिस्ट्रॉय द things inside or trees and other plants inside. Maybe no one should get into. So a wire should be put 3 times on the fence of a square plot of side 30 meter. We know that as it is a square plot. And one more question is, what will be the total cost of the wire? ₹70 per meter. Per meter. 1 मीटर वायर का कॉस्ट 70 मीटर. तो फिर ये 3 times फेंसिंग करने के लिए कितना कॉस्ट होगा? ये भी क्वेश्चन है. इट्स अ गुड क्वेश्चन. सो टू पुट ए सिंगल फेंस अराउंड द प्लॉट वी नीड टू फाइंड द पेरीमीटर. एक बार डालने के लिए हमको पेरीमीटर फाइंड आउट करना. पेरीमीटर इज 4 into साइड इन द केस ऑफ ए स्क्वायर. वेयर इज दैट स्क्वायर? हीरो, इधर है. It is a square, so 4 into 30, 120 meter wire required for 1 time fencing, 1 round fencing. Why? Because it is a perimeter. Perimeter से हमको पता चला एक बार इधर से शुरू हो गया, इसे घुमा के इधर आने को 120 meters of wire required. अगर 120 meters 1 time चाहिए तो उसका 3 times चाहिए, that is 360 meter wire चाहिए, is required for 3 time fencing. Correct? 3 into 120 is equal to 360 meters of wire required for triple fence, 3 time fencing करने के लिए. In that case, 360 meters of wire required and per meter it is 70 rupees. So 70 into 360, 25,200 rupees से वो स्क्वायर प्लॉट का फेंसिंग हो जाएगा. Contractor को we have to give 25,200 rupees to the contractor in order to complete the work. So my dear students, I told you in our day-to-day life there will be a situation where you have to calculate this and find out if it is a rectangle or square. Now in 5th standard you can do, if it is a rectangle or square, 4 round 5 round आपको calculate कर सकते हैं. If length of 1 meter is given, you can multiply with that. If the price of 1 meter is given, you can multiply with the perimeter and get for how many rounds you require. Sometime it will be about walking around the rectangular plot. Sometime it will be fencing the rectangular or square plot. Sometime it will be about the place playing in a square playground or rectangular playground and running across. So all such things, whenever round comes, whenever perimeter comes, you will be using this formula to solve it. Certain practical situation will be given in your textbook when word problems come. That is, problem set number 49 is based on this perimeter of rectangle and square. All sums, 9 sums are given. All 9 sums are depending upon these two aspects: rectangle and its perimeter, square and its perimeter. As usual, I will not be solving those sums, because if those sums are solved by me, your brain will be taking rest and you will never develop in mathematics. Mathematics is a thing which will develop through practice. To practice, you need questions or problems. Then you will find out the solution. You will get the idea to solve it, and you will become smart. And I want you to be smart. Don't look into the guide. Don't ask your friends. Don't look into the internet for ready-made answer. But you will solve all those 9 sums yourself, one by taking as much as time required. Something more is there in your textbook. I would like to refer about it now. What is it? It is about area of a rectangle. As I told you, whenever we use the term area, it talks about how much surface. If you are drinking water, you will say how many liters of water, how many milliliters of water, 1 glass of water, 200 ml of Pepsi. मैं पेप्सी का एडवर्टाइज नहीं कर रहा हूँ, for you to understand. What I am trying to say is, we have a measure, correct? We have a measure. If you are going from your home to the bus stand or railway station, you will say about 1 kilometer, 2 kilometer, 2 kilometer and 500 meter. We say a measurement. Correct? When we are talking about just now, when we talk about 3 rounds around the park, then you will calculate the perimeter and will multiply by 3. But what about if anybody is asking how much surface is there for on your notebook? नोटबुक में कितना सरफेस, कितना जगह मिलते हैं लिखने को, तो जगह कैसे, उसमें भी लेंथ ब्रेड्थ आएगा आपको मालूम है, लेकिन लेंथ भी है ब्रेड्थ भी है, तो क्या करो? अदरवाइज टेबल में कितने सरफेस है, घर में अपने रूम में कितने जगह है, जमीन कितना है, और वॉल पेंट करने आया, इफ एनीबॉडी इज आस्किंग अबाउट कितने वॉल है, कितने एरिया है, व्हाट आई सेड, कितना area hai. So area is also a thing which is very common to us. We need to develop formula to find out the area of a rectangle, just like perimeter area is very known to you. So how will we calculate the area of a rectangle? I am not taking it very simple, as if very I am not going to explain it in a very simple way. Why? Because I know that you have some idea about it. So if there is a thing called a table surface like this, for example, and if you want to know how much is that, we will break it into for example, if I am breaking it into 10 centimeter lines like this, and if I found that 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 into 10, 70 centimeter length is there. And if I count it like this, and I found that there are 5 and 55 into 10, 50 centimeter breadth is there, then I will say that length 70, breadth 50. And if I count 7 boxes are there, here 5 boxes are there, so I will get some idea about here 7, here 5, 35 boxes are there, correct? And into 10 centimeters, because each box is of 10 centimeter length and breadth. All this idea I get. Understood? But I have to develop a formula for that. Understood? Then only I can give a clear-cut idea about what we say, how to calculate the, I will calculate the area of a given, one second, area of the given system. So this may be required, this space is required for me for further explanation, I think. Let me see. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that we will develop a formula to find out the area of a rectangle. Okay. Let me go ahead. Okay, here is a way of presenting a rectangle with squares in that. Why squares? Squares will be having length and breadth the same in that. So here is a 3 centimeter breadth and 5 centimeter length for this rectangle. And in the rectangle ABCD, we can see that now 1 centimeter division. This 3 centimeter means this is 1 centimeter, this is 1 centimeter, and altogether it is 5 centimeter. Here is 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter, altogether it is 3 centimeter. We can understand it like that. There are 5 squares across in the lengthwise and 3 squares breadthwise. Total 15 squares are there if I count, right? 4, 5 and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And I can get this by multiplying 3 with 5. That means 3 into 5, 15 squares are there. Right? So we understand that in that way, if you multiply 15 squares and each square is a 1 centimeter length and 1 centimeter. So we will say that 15 square centimeters are there as surface in this particular rectangle or area of this rectangle. This is a method. So what is the method? The area of a rectangle can be calculated by multiplying length with breadth, and we will keep the unit same. If length is in centimeter, breadth also will be taken in centimeter, and then the answer will become right. The same way you can think about area of a square. If it is a square like this square, it will be 3 centimeter. Here also 3 centimeter. Here also 3 centimeter. Here also. Right? In that case, what will happen? In the case of square also, we have to develop a formula to find out the area of a square. And if you think about this also, I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We got it by 3 multiplied by 3. If it is 5, it will be 5 multiplied by 5. That means square is having a nature that length and breadth are same. So length of a side with the length of other side. What does it mean? It will be length into length or breadth into breadth. So we will simply say that in the case of a square, we will multiply side with the side. Or if you say the length of one side, length of other side, both are same. And we will write the unit appropriately, or we will write, for example, in this case, I will write 3 into 3, which is equal to 9 square centimeter. 9 squares of 1 centimeter each is the area of the given square. This way we solve it. Understood? So this also you should keep in mind. Length of a side into length of the other side is the formula to calculate the area of a square. So my dear students, this is very important. Sometimes the question will come in this format. A wall that is what is the question here? A wall that is 4 meter long and 3 meter wide has to be painted. I told you ना कोई painter वाले को area को जाना पड़ता है. If the labor charges are rupees 25 per square meter 25 rupees उनको देना है. What is the cost of labor of painting this wall? So we should know how many square meters are there. So luckily here we are having 4 meter and 3 meter wide wall. Meter में दिया है तो answer भी square meter में आ जाएगा. So what we have to do, we have to calculate the area to be painted. So we can calculate the area to be painted, as it is a rectangle having 4 meter length and 3 meter wide. What will write? Length of the wall into breadth of the wall. Correct? L into B of the wall. That means we will write 4 into 3, which is equal to 12. And this 12 square meter is the area. Understood? 12 square meter is the area, because length of the wall and breadth of the wall, that is a formula for area of a rectangle. Why it is a rectangle? Because length and breadth are different. Now it is given that if 12 square meter is the area, it is given per square meter 25 rupees उनको देना है. So 12 into rupees 25. 12 into 25 करेगा तो आपको क्या मिलेगा? 625 is 150. 12 means double of it. 300 is the answer and 300 rupees उनको देना पड़ता है, right? Rupees 300 we will give as labor for painting this particular wall. Understood? So this way we apply this kind of concept of area of rectangle, area of square next time when any such situation comes in our home. It's a practical situation. One side of a square room is 4 meter, square हो गया room, तो एक ही यूनिट देगा, एक ही साइड देगा. The cost of labor of laying 1 square meter of floor is 35 rupees. Flooring कर रहे हैं, tiles डाल रहे हैं. Per square meter it is 35 rupees देना है. What will be the total cost? So here what we will do? Yes, it is a square. We know that length and breadth are same. So we'll say that 4 into 4, 16 square meter is the area. And per square meter we are having 35 rupees. For 1 square meter we have to give 35 rupees. Then in the case of 16 square meter we will say 16 into 35. ये आपको multiply करके देखना पड़ेगा, correct? So we will multiply 16 with 35. This is 80 and this is 48. That means we will be having 560. 560 rupees उनको लेबर देना है. टाइल्स का पैसा अलग, ये लेबर है. लेबर मतलब काम करने वाले का पैसा, वर्कर का. Okay, so very practical situation can come in your day-to-day life in order to apply the knowledge of perimeter and area in the case of a square and rectangle. अभी आप उधर ही पहुंचे, बाद में आप अलग अलग फिगर्स का एरिया पेरीमीटर सब कैलकुलेट करने को बड़ा क्लास में मतलब हायर क्लास में पढ़ेंगे. Understood? Go through the textbook. You will try to solve the sums your own way. It will be interesting because there will be situations like कभी कभी टाइल्स डालता होगा, कभी वॉल में पेंट करता होगा, कभी कभी दूसरा कुछ काम होगा, whatever carpet डाल रहा होगा. Otherwise something will come which is very much related to our day-to-day life and you will love mathematics. Okay, my dear students, I stop this video here. We will meet in the next video with more ideas in mathematics. Thank you. Now click on the subscription button below to subscribe the channel, then the bell button to get the notifications of the new videos. Thank you.